Nirvana means in Sanskrit, blow out. That is, exhale the breath.
La 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 la. La.
That was a perfect example of Max being
autistic.
Overkill. It's very classic.
No, it's just a nice timestamp for all that fucking.
In a good timestamp, you just one single.
I know. Sometimes you gotta zoom in to see it, though. I did that so you wouldn't have to.
Okay, here's the official. Official.
All right, guys, we feeling good? Sure. Guys, welcome back to the podcast. I'm sitting here today with Whitaphoto and Brian Cross. Guys, welcome to my first LA podcast of the season.
Oh, shit.
How you guys feeling?
He's in. He's locked. He's ready.
It's been a mission to get here today.
Yeah, you've been talking to me about this for what, like a month now?
Yeah, it's been about I think most people who listen to the podcast or from the Patreon probably kind of know the story at this point. But yeah, it's been about a month since we've been planning this trip. So today's day number 1 of 8 for me. And I'm shooting 25 people and doing 8 podcasts. That's the goal. So this is podcast number 1, a little easy cast. We got a returning legend of the podcast. We got Chris Whitaker.
I was actually on podcast number 1.
Let's
so
go.
I truly am kind of one of the OG legends.
You are, dude.
We're slowly stacking views. I know podcasting it's a grind. You got those first 100 episodes. You keep joking about that. Like,
yeah, no one
all right,
cares.
got to grind that first 100.
Yeah, no one cares.
So I'm glad I was the very first one. So me being just stoned out of my mind and getting a little lost.
Do you remember how scared I was too? The first one I was scared. I was like, I've never did this before.
Yeah.
And you like kind of go back into it for those 2 days at the houses. It's pretty funny. That's why this time I was like, no, let's just set it up, get it fucking ready.
Max has his podcast kit going these days. A nice little hat, the shades, couple beverages, and like 60 episodes under your belt.
No, 40.
40, okay.
40, yeah, we're only at 40. This is actually the 45th or 41st one if I put it out in order. Nice. I'm not sure if I'm going to drop them all in order on this trip, but this will probably come out first. But I also got a couple of new sponsors. Actually, these episodes in LA are sponsored by Azara and Hazed.
In case you didn't know that.
Yeah, you probably heard it on the intro ad read, but...
How often do you break that third wall? Are you doing a lot of eye contact with cameras these days?
Me?
Yeah.
Sometimes I communicate to the guests, but I try to stay locked in with like who I'm with versus trying to be to them. You know what I mean? Anyways, Cross, this is your first time on the podcast, and you're a longtime friend of mine. I've been around the world with you. I'm very excited to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. You want to tell the people just a little bit about you, or you want me to run it down?
I mean, you run it down, man. It's like I was saying earlier, like there's nothing going on here. I don't know what's going on.
Sure, totally. Brian's first time on a podcast too, I think, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Hell yeah. Well, so I met Brian when I was, I think, 21 years old. I moved to New York and I actually slept on Brian's couch in Brooklyn. You remember that? Troutman Street, dude.
It was a good time. We had the mini ramp in the back and shit.
Hell yeah. Who else lived there? I can't even remember. Was it
the
Adam?
mini ramp in the back? I made it over there. I forgot about that.
I fucking knew I knew you.
Yeah.
I knew you were like, he's never been to New York. And I was like, no, I've fucking crossed paths with this dude before. Like, you look way too fucking familiar.
Yeah. When you said that, I forgot it had a mini ramp there.
Yeah.
I think you did go there.
I spent a good, a week there at least. Early after Hallmark.
Damn,
that was probably,
I forgot about that.
That was, I guess, literally 2008, right? Or
something like that.
Because that would have been...
No, wait, because we were in Minneapolis, then you went to New York.
Yeah, maybe a little later.
So no, that was like 2010.
Maybe
2009.
I gotta be honest, I do not remember dates like that.
So I moved there in 2009, and then you moved in like, I don't know, 4 months later.
Yeah.
So...
And then we got our photo hustle on in New York City in our 20s. I wouldn't have rather spent my 20s anywhere else. I'm really glad I spent it in New York, actually.
No, it was definitely like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could have been anywhere, but like I always wanted to like either move to the city or move here to LA.
Yeah.
I just ended up like moving to New York, you know. So,
Yeah. Don't be afraid of that mic, dude.
yeah, you know, I'm trying to get
I
used
think
to
we
it,
might be pulling it and giving it a little cutout. I heard two
No,
little cutouts.
I think there's a voice cap, so if it gets a little too, it cuts off. It turns off.
Okay.
Yeah, and if it's like if I'm not like right here on top of it, you know.
He's getting a little too rowdy on his first
Yeah,
podcast.
you know, too rowdy.
But so I met you in my early 20s, and then we started doing photo jobs together. I actually went to Brazil with Rihanna with you, which was a legendary trip for me. And then we also did like 2 weeks in Peru. I can't remember how long it was, but then we also did the Bahamas, I think, right, or St. Thomas or
It
something.
was
like that.
Antigua.
Yeah, Antigua.
And then, I was in London for some jobs, and like you picked
Yeah.
me up like a few times when you were there with Mariano. So yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
And then you also, when I first moved to LA, you came out and worked with Honeybum for a while. But then you kind of went on like a whole new journey in life, dude.
Well, dude, when you hit 40, you know, you're the years start stacking. People go on a little side mission. It's like, yeah, we spent a decade in New York at the mini ramp. Now I need to, you know, I'm going to go scoop up some property in Colorado and join the military. And, you know, people stack mile. When you start to get late 30s and 40, like I went to, you know, a skate spot the other day, Jaquan, on Sunday. And I ran into someone I hadn't seen in a good 9 years. That'll make you feel old.
Yeah.
Where like you're seeing yourself age or friends, people you see all the time, but someone you truly like were pretty good friends with, would see a lot, and then you don't see him for 9, almost 10 years, and you run into him. It's like a little bit of a weird wake up call.
I know.
Yeah, that fucking hit me when you like, it was either at the airport or like this morning. You were like, how long has it fucking been, dude? And I was like, I'm fucking doing the math. And I was like, fuck, it's been 8 years.
I know. That's crazy.
It's like the last time when I left LA and then, you know, eventually ended up joining the military, like you were the last person I fucking saw, you know?
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you want to tell people a little bit about that journey? Because I don't know as much about it, or at least what you want to tell them.
I mean, yeah, there's not much to it. I left LA. I got sick and tired of the fucking photo industry. I was fucking over it. Like, and that was like,
I was around the same time I was getting over it too. It was right before, because I left LA too.
and I didn't know what it was because like I was feeling it in New York, and like my attempt to come like work with you in LA was like, all right, maybe I just need like a fucking change of scenery.
Yeah,
you know. And
my bad.
And so yeah, like, you know, I did that stint here with you, like doing other freelance gigs with clients I had, and yeah, I was like, fuck this, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and decided to fucking move home, and so moved to Maine, did that for like 2 years, and I don't know, bug came over me, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna join the military.
Yeah, I remember you calling me. I was living in Glendale, which was the last house I lived in LA, so I was getting close to leaving. But I remember you calling me and being like, I think I'm gonna join the military. I'm like, don't fucking do it. I just get scared for my friends. But then I was like, that was like when I was getting paid to shoot nudes for 7 magazine. That what shot me into like a whole nother realm to a weird part of my life.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I joined the infantry too, like, you know, like you were just saying, like if you're for your friends, like I chose the job I'm gonna get shot at. So
yeah.
But
well, yeah. Do you want to tell like kind of what you specialized in, what you got into?
Yeah, I was just in a regular line unit for like 6 months, and then ended up trying out for the sniper section, getting that, working in a recon platoon.
Really?
Yeah, and then went to sniper school.
Really?
Fucking passed school.
What is it like? What is it like when you apply for something like that and then they finally you finally get accepted and you're like, fuck, dude, I'm gonna become a sniper. What did that feel like?
I don't know. It like.
This episode is brought to you by shopazara.com. Guys, I love looking good. I love wearing cool clothes. If you're looking for affordable, cool, trendy stuff, jump over to shopazara.com. They have everything from jackets to hoodies to t-shirts to personal Zara merch. It's a really swagged out place. Pretty slick. Pop in there. Guys, Zara.
Must have been fucking cool, dude.
It felt cool because I'm like
And we've been
Or
shooting our
I'm
whole
like-
lives, which I think makes you better at shooting guns.
It's funny, man, because like the job isn't necessarily like taking a shot. It's more of like observation and reconnaissance and
Sure.
intelligence and shit. So, that's where I shined, and I really attribute a lot of that to working in a creative field, particularly photography, and like just a detailed like mindset that you have to be in on set. Working with clients like, I did with Carter Smith or with Mariano or, some of these bigger people, like, you're on your A game. So,
Yeah. I was going to say, it sounds like a producer.
yeah, some of the
Reconnaissance.
some of the mental games they put you through to like pass the selection to get into the section. It really is like a lot of that shit. So
That's
just
so-
like your attention to detail,
Yeah. What was like kind of one of the things you never really thought about that job that kind of came into that job?
100% everything I just said.
Really?
Yeah, you think like sniper, you're just like gonna go be a precision shooter with like a long gun and like, taking that fucking kill, and
Yeah.
it's not that at all. Like, especially when you're on the line and you're not like in a special operations unit, you're like, your main job as a sniper is like to collect as much intelligence as you can, because you're out there with like a team of you and another guy, or
Yeah.
you and like 3 guys, so you can move beyond what a big company, big military element can.
Totally.
So you're going, so you're getting information that like no one else has got.
Did you get to do like some cool water stuff?
In school, you have to you've got your ghillie suit on. They call it the ghillie wash, and you're just like, you're getting fucked up. You're running through mud, and then like the culminating event is like crawling through this fucking ice cold river.
I wasn't
So,
sure if they would like pull that element in, but I guess you probably don't do too much.
No, that's some like Ranger school shit, and I didn't get the opportunity to go.
I was thinking like 007, like shooting guns underwater.
No, that's just hours and hours of prep. They say, like, I was saying this to you, Max, how, there's no such thing as luck. It's preparation met with good timing.
Yeah.
Where like, I'm sure it's a lot of preparation for when the time comes, if you will.
That's
Like
100%.
People forget, like, you want to be the best at something. Like the tens of thousands of hours that go into the preparation and even like we were joking about this podcast in the beginning, the first 100 episodes. I mean, things really take time to lock in and like the team be, working accurately together. And then when the time strikes, it's, obviously like in that line of business, it's, I don't mean to like make light of it, but it is very like that whole, like so much preparation goes into these split second moments. And
No, and you're 100% right. And it's like, it's no different than photography, right? Like you
I was just
end
gonna
up
say
like
that.
building your crew, right?
Yeah.
You hire those same people like all the time.
You have a close knit group.
You just have this flow, right?
Yeah.
Because you fucking,
You already know what they're thinking.
you've operated together like so often that it just, So you're right. It's like the same fucking thing. Like, but we're not taking pictures of beautiful women. We're,
I know.
potentially shooting.
I
and
just-
getting shot
I
at,
just-
so.
Well, because I did some crazy shit too. Because like I mean, it's not crazy like that. Like I didn't join the military, but I worked at a metal recycling factory after having traveled the world and worked for Vogue and did all this other shit. And there were so many of those days when I was like trying to pick up the pieces of my life at that place, just going, "How the fuck did I get here?" type of deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then like, I guess the military, you're a little more signed on. You're not just like trying to make a fucking paycheck in the Midwest. But
thing is, I'm sure you've had humbling moments though. Like whoever's running this show and whatever this is, if it's a simulation, whatever your religion is, like whatever gets you going through the day, we're thrown into these tests that you never plan for it.
Yeah.
And I think just the more life experience you have, you go through those different tests. And yeah, it fucking sucks in the moment, but like it's humbling. With those experiences, like living through the pain or whatever it is, whatever you're going through, it's all relative, everyone's going through something to them that is very like deep or meaningful. And, like those experiences and how we internalize it and how we get through it. This is powerful shit. You working at that fucking metal shop or whatever you said it was, like, dude,
Dude, I was driving an end loader.
you'll like look back on that. So this podcast could blow up. You could be shooting global campaigns. I mean, who knows? Life can really like take some interesting turns. I think we all are at a stage in life where we realize that.
Yeah.
Where, the spider web you've built of life and the connections and, some high school friend, or I went to photo school with them, or I worked at the machine shop with him, or I worked at the moving place with him. It all is building on itself.
Yeah.
And the humbling experiences and the relationships. And it's this interesting just blend of this experience of life. It's kind of insane.
Well, that's what's crazy about like even just small incremental consistency towards something you want. And like you start to build this momentum.
I hear that.
You know what I mean?
That's my whole
Like
thing.
that's kind of why with this was like the podcast. At first, it was a fear thing where it was like somehow I got thrown into it. I don't know how it quite all happened. Like I was gonna borrow gear from a friend. It didn't work out like a week before the trip. I got pissed. So then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy the gear. So then once I bought the gear, I have it now. And then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna commit to one podcast a week. Fuck it. Didn't realize how much work that was. But then I was like, fuck it. No, I'm just gonna do this. Because I don't think there's other people who I thought were watching me who didn't think I would do it. So then I'm like, that motivated me to just keep ripping on it.
And that's what I always loved about your hustle and like your creativity is you're just like fuck it, let's send it.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens. I love it.
We're gonna land somewhere.
That's good. You got to take that external, whatever that emotion is, like what you just said. Oh, somebody was doubting me, so that's what got me through to do it. We all have internal like drivers and the things that truly get us to want to go, but
I need a little competition.
you got to find that like internal peace with it all. Like do it for the haters, but also
Well, you got to do it because you love it.
do it for the guy that was working at the machine shop.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
do it,
those were the motherfuckers who didn't believe me.
but do
Those
it.
motherfuckers they're like, man, goddamn, they just thought I was full of shit.
I'm telling you, we all look at the haters
Keith.
or this or that. Like, I don't have much of an online presence, so I can imagine it's difficult as you get bigger online and things and a lot of different people's opinions and stuff. But even people are in our own lives and, someone close to you that's doubting you on something, that will be a big driver, to want to push and show them that it's what's possible.
And plus I feel so committed to the creative lifestyle. Like I've kind of given a lot to it.
Yeah.
And so for me, like to just give up on it, there's so many people are dropping around me like flies that used to be.
Dude,
creative.
you get me motivated. Obviously we go way back from, doing Hallmark back in 2007.
Yeah.
But whenever I'm around you, I do get a new spark of
You only
a little
see me
creative
when
vibe.
it's like something's kind of coming together.
Well, the way you've structured your setup now, you come out to LA and you grind for a week or two and put together a lot of content and really jam a lot of work into a short period of time. So it's
too much.
It is different, but
Yeah, but you're working
Just
with
in
what
general.
you got, so it's like
Yeah.
it's all relative.
You see, this is how bad I am at podcasting now. Your mic is set up perfect.
Mine?
Like yours doesn't cut out. You can be kind of far away. His will cut out.
Yeah, because if
At-
I do this shit,
you might just be too close to it.
I don't know how to turn. I don't know how to change that. But
He's talking a little closer to his.
no, I
than
think
ours.
I do think it's a mic setting.
Okay.
I've had issues with it before.
oh no, I'm trying to make this like so it's not in front of my fucking face. But
Yeah, you
whatever.
can. I can turn it up too,
No, you're good.
but we can cut anything too, so we don't have to worry about little pause breaks and shit. But I'll probably keep this in just to keep it organic. You know? It's all about just being authentic and organic and consistent.
No, and I'll second what Whitta just said. Like, yeah, definitely. I didn't even fucking lose it because I was still taking photos in the military. Like, I was bringing my rangefinder with me and shit, and people were like, "What are you fucking doing?" I'm like, taking fucking pictures, man. Like,
Yeah.
this is a cool shot. Like, I've got some of that stuff I still haven't like
You
taken
should
out.
probably do a whole book with that work.
I don't have a ton. I don't have enough, but I could do like a small little coffee table book or something like that.
Or just start working on a book, dude. All my photo friends need to just do books, dude.
The problem with photos, it's an easy thing, like any kind of those personal projects or I don't know. I mean, I'm not even trying to speak for you on that one, but I have my personal experiences where I'm almost like, oh, I wish I did more during that time. Or
100%.
I'm going through a chapter of life, you know, and really digging into the drives or right around that period of time. I'm like, oh, I really wish I got more lifestyle and just behind the scenes stuff of this or whatever it is. And you just got to kind of accept what it is. And like, that's what it was. And then try to take some of that into the future, you know, it's like,
well, I do a lot of Rick Rubin, or I have in the past, and I try on this trip even because remember last trip we kept talking about his book, The Creative Act, and I know we brought it up probably in the first podcast actually on here, but just that whole idea of like you kind of know you've prepped as much as you can, but then just try to be present for when the creativity hits, and when you have that idea, just do something.
yeah.
And then like don't be afraid to like put things out. And so like these trips, like honestly, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And that's the best part of it. But then it's like staying present and trying to, I don't want to go home too and be like, man, I should have done a podcast that night, or I should have shot that. Just fucking rip for a week.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a sweet spot to it because there's that preparation, the consistency, finding that flow. And yeah, maybe you've been grinding on something for 5 years and you are feeling those feelings of discouragement or whatever it may be, you know, where it's like there's that flow state where you have some good momentum on something, you're still feeling really hyped, and like, you know what I'm trying to say, where like that consistency's been there, you're getting really good, you're polishing your craft, but you're not too burnt out, and where you can actually really be in a flow state. That's the sweet spot.
I know my little crackhead self loves to just get to burn out.
I know.
I don't know why. I have to catch myself now. Like as I'm older, I do catch myself. I'll be like, no, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I need to just, it's better I get to sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Trying to think too big and overcome too much at one time can stress you out. I do that to myself. I think it's just constant day in, day out, looking to get better.
Oh,
and
man.
just
2 days before coming here, I was just like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. We all go
You're
through
gonna
that.
fuck this up. That's my whole internal monologue.
Yeah.
I had to be like, I have to go for a run.
Run it off.
I was just like, I can do this. I can do this. But it's funny how your mind will play games with you like that. Like, obviously, like I've been through this scenario 100 times. Like, and I like to say, we're gonna get something. But
yeah. No, Max, you have a good balance of, you know. How do people say this? Like you need like absurd optimism to really take it to the next level in whatever your craft is. You know, everything I've done in my life has been pretty challenging, truthfully. I mean, trying to be a freelance photographer, you know, I mean, there's like a brief moment where I was, you know, really involved in skateboarding and theoretically almost like my childhood dream of being a pro skater, you know, like, I mean, these are like different areas, you know, trying to trade markets. I mean, these are all individual based pockets of life where people find success, but it's a limited few.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you're not going to tell me it's not possible.
Yeah.
You know, like I've worked for this guy and he's traveling the world, you know, photographing campaigns and he's living the life like I want.
Well, it's interesting too, because it kind of does break down to like capitalism and money though, because you're really good at skateboarding and you're really good at shooting photos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I combined the two for a while, and I'm glad I did. I mean, throughout my 20s, just traveling
Kickflip
around.
back tail.
Yeah, love it.
I don't know
it's
too
fun
many
stuff.
people that can do kickflip back tails like you, dude.
Yeah. You know, I mean, hanging out with people that are really skilled in that department helps. You know, it's when you're around skilled people, when you're around a photographer that's living the dream that you wish you were living. I mean, it will you'll get back from that trip and you'll be thinking of personal projects. You'll be out trying to go shoot something. I mean, like the motivation we can get from that inspiration of others is powerful.
100%.
You know?
Plus watching other people do it. I think having good mentors kind of growing up and just being like, you know, being with people like Mariano or working with other people and just seeing how other people can make things happen. You go, well, this could happen for me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You believe it a lot more. Like if I was 40 years old now and I didn't have 3 filled passports and like had lived in Europe and done all this shit, then I wouldn't believe it as much.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
You got to have that blind optimism where you're just focused, you know.
You got to love it too. Like I love creating content.
Yeah.
Like I like putting things out into the world. This has been an interesting add-on to the element. Like I really enjoy having conversations with people, but then the clips actually do help me, you know?
Well, even just the whole creative, I'm thinking broader than just the podcast. The podcast is great. You know, I think you're in a good flow with it and it's cool. I'm happy to be hanging and be a part of it.
You're a legend.
But like when I say blind optimism though, dude, that's what I was kind of trying to say is like, even when I'm around you, like, oh yeah, I'm fiddling around with this little small camera you have or this or that, even just talking photo, you know, I can tell like in your presence, you have this kind of blind optimism of creativity where, and I think that's good. It's kind of contagious a bit sometimes. You forget, like if you get out of it a bit, you're like, I need to really like
if I could
make
just
sure
get
I'm
rich.
Make sure I'm doing fun projects or the money will come.
Everyone's a fucking dream.
But that's the beauty of it though. It's like you're doing it for the guy at the machine shop. And that guy is you.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I've filled passports. I've, you know, been hanging out with whoever celebrity doing this shoot, like staying at the coolest hotel in Peru and then here and there. You know, it's that really is fun and exciting, of course. And that those chapters have been written and you're continuing to, you know, write more. It's just you can't it's a weird thing of life.
Living, man.
Yeah, you gotta like, you know, think positively about the past, but not let it fuck with you. Where if you're feeling like you're in a slump or something, you can't.
Nowadays, I like
to.
I try really hard just to go, fuck it, I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
I'm trying to map things out before. I'm halfway through at the maximum. You know what I mean? More than likely, some AI bot's going to kill me in 10, 15 years. But
well, bro, in 20 years, I mean, who knows? Like the longevity of life people could be living to like 120 in 20 years. Who knows? I mean,
yeah, just not people that vaped throughout 2024.
Yeah.
Speaking of vape, let me hit that vape.
Let's not talk too much midlife crisis.
I left my nicotine way over there.
Let's try to keep the blind optimism going.
We can cut this out. It's fine. I know. I thought we were on a good flow there, actually.
Fuck yeah.
So what else, dude?
What's that tattoo right there?
It's an Uzi with a peace sign.
Ah, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Brittany Bolton gave me the Uzi. And then...
Shit.
That's like the full-on stick and poke style, right?
And then then I got a Tinder date gave me the.
Oh, nice. That was an add-on.
Dude, she was poking it so hard, I thought she was gonna stab it into my calf, dude.
She was poking it.
It's wild. Like I haven't fucking thought of her until you just said that since fucking Brooklyn. That's
really?
yeah.
She just got engaged, actually. Shout out Brittany
Hell
Bolton.
yeah. Dude, dope. Hell yeah.
Yeah, she's crushing it, actually.
That's wild. The people that like from your past that
it is cool.
Yeah.
It's that whole aspect of life is interesting. When you're in your 20s, you have no concept of it really.
Not at all.
You start to get to late 30s and you have friends that have, you know, passed away from drug use or you know, this and that or you have friends that have found a lot of success and you have friends who are really talented who maybe haven't found the success. It's like watching other people's journey and it's
well, you need
wild.
that you need that 10-year span of life to like have those stories. Like I don't know, like you can't have a story like mine without having like a good fucking 15-year run, you know? Yeah. Like that's because I've had a few younger kids on here and it's like it's hard to talk with them because they haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Like they have some talent, but then they've never been anywhere or they haven't done anything.
It was like similar to you at the scrapyard. Like I'm like in basic training or like when I get to my unit, all these dudes are like, even like leadership higher than me. You know, they're like not even my fucking age. They're like 28. I'm like going on 40 here. And
isn't it crazy like mentally how you can run circles around them?
Oh man. And that's why I always got along with the officers. But anyway, yeah, it's just funny, man, because like you've lived all this life, and I'm explaining like the photo industry to them, and they fucking they're just like dumbfounded,
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, all right, I was like part of the 1%, like not everyone in the industry is like fucking, traveling the world.
Well, it's weird because I mean, obviously, you have a extensive photo background as well. You have that balance of both, and it's like like you were saying, you joined the military later in life, quote unquote, mid 30s or late, kind of tail end of 30s, like
Pretty late for people that join the military.
yeah, late.
When's
for
the
military.
cutoff?
The cutoff was 35. Now during the GWAT or fucking, while we were in Afghanistan, like it was, the beginning of it was like up to 40, 45, but they dropped it back down. But yeah, it was like 35, 36.
Yeah, so it was kind of like shit, I get off the pot time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy though. Like my point of that was I'm just like thinking about, my life journey, and not that I found like massive amounts of success quite yet, but I'm on the grind, and I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, I'm past the point of no return. It's like
That's how I felt.
Spent a decade like running around like, playing skateboards, and never really like I don't have that cushion of, understanding of how to put together Excel spreadsheets and be someone else's bitch to like
can't do
settle down and be like, okay, well, at least I have this degree and whatever it is that I have that I could
Dude,
kind
that
of
was-
fall back on.
That was the hardest part of the military for me. And I don't even think it was because I was, the military will say because I was a civilian beforehand. I think it was because of my creative mindset. you know? And like, yeah, just the hierarchy and like, I can't fucking do that shit.
Like, were you ever out there and just like, damn, the light's so fucking good right now? And people just look at you like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah. Well, and that was actually like why I got excited about Sniper Section, because they kind of they're looked at as like the cowboys of the fucking line unit, so we're kind of allowed to do whatever the fuck we want, and I don't know if this is army wide, but I know our unit like specifically like was not tied down to any certain platoon. Like we worked specifically for the battalion commander and like, the high up guys. So, we kind of,
That must be nice because you come with like a level of respect from the jump then.
yeah, exactly. Like we're all, physically fucking squared away, and, we have to know like 10 jobs, where everyone else just has to know like 2.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
Do you get paid good to do that?
you don't get any extra pay.
No.
No.
Oh, that's
You
crazy.
just get like a little like badge or whatever. It says you're a
Just
fucking
little-
sniper.
Yeah, you just get the fucking flex on them.
You get the mental badge of like, we may be getting the same pay, but we know we were really putting the work in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like, you guys know from like, once again, like working in that like top tier of like photography, like you put the fucking work in to be there,
Yeah.
There's some luck in like the networking and shit, but like,
That's almost the best part. The best part is working with people who are the fucking best at what they're
Yeah.
fucking doing.
but like you got lucky networking, maybe, or whatever, but still you had to fucking prove yourself those first like, handful of shoots. Like if you weren't fucking squared away, you didn't know your job, you weren't good with, clients on set, whether it's production or talent, especially like in your or my position. Like I'm sure you first did with a lot of photographers as well. Like, if you can't fucking click, like
You're out.
you're out,
Yeah.
So like, it's working with the best of the best. And like, my next step after like Sniper is I was going to go, if I were gonna stay in, I was gonna go to Special Forces selection. Now, granted, I was too fucking beat up joining late and shit. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But yeah.
Now we're just gonna get you out there shooting birds.
So what do you think about like current administration
No,
taking out these narco boats and shit? Like,
Oh fucking yeah,
that's
brother.
crazy. They're just like declassifying all that footage of them just like boom.
Oh yeah, dude.
Narco boat, four units on board, fucking 600 kilos,
Dude,
coming
that-
in quick.
That D-class, that's all psyops. That's just like they're declassing that and showing that footage, so those motherfuckers are scared.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
like, and I know, like, I don't know, fucking whatever special forces group 6 or 7 is like all fucking hyped because they're in country right now, just waiting for the green light.
Mag sends me the craziest shit on Instagram. I start to bring that up. He's like, no, dude. No politics on the podcast, bro.
Don't worry, I have control. I can cut whatever I want.
We're gonna keep this live.
I was gonna take it another direction. I was gonna kind of steer us more down the photo road versus the political road.
Totally.
I was gonna say, you guys mind if I do a new segment brought to you by GetHazed.com?
get hazed, bro.
Get hazed.
No, I'm just kidding. That was a total joke. But what I was gonna say is maybe we can just talk like what's your favorite photo job you ever worked on, or like is there one in particular job for either of you guys that like really was like, damn, this is fucking insane.
Dude, I think I love it all. Like I was just about to bring up, you remember Click's Portrait Studio? We worked at this little place in
Maple Grove.
Thank you. I only lived a year in Minnesota.
Yeah, I did too. I never moved back to that place.
But like, I'm telling you, those humbling jobs like that, that's where it's at.
Yeah, I was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
Maybe 21.
Totally. No, it's that, it was at the very start, you know? I mean,
I remember that place, dude.
We
were awful employees. Dude.
I saw something recently online.
We like printed our own books, just called in.
Yeah.
I remember calling out drunk.
No,
I remember making up some kind of excuse. Like it was like a dumb excuse.
Yeah, we had some huge, we may have talked about this on the last one, but I remember we had like some huge party. You know, we had a new apartment we're all psyched on, and we had a huge party and went into work the next day. Of course, just so hungover. And you know, like at that age, if you're 19 years old and you're that aggressively hungover, you know it was a rough night. And we got sent home for sure. But it was pretty funny. You know, we'd be photographing senior portraits and families would be coming in. But they had, like a nice little lineup of the new Epson printers at the time. And me and Max were doing a bunch of our own work, and we'd go in there and print our own books. And she had like a little sports department. So we'd go down to like a little local and shoot hockey and stuff. It was super random, but it was a good, just kind of general overall, like, yep, get out into the world as a 19-year-old and work at some little like ultra cheesy, might as well be the J.C. Penney photo studio type of deal.
Yeah.
And, but some of that, you know, early stuff getting started, you think back, it's pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, it all led to something, right? I mean, I learned a little bit back then.
Yeah. I mean, after that, you know, we both came out to California together briefly, and you ended up, you know, back in New York.
Yeah.
I just got, you know,
then I was on his couch.
Oh, nice. Yeah. With the mini ramp.
Hell yeah.
To have a mini ramp in your backyard, and that was Bushwick?
Yeah. Troutman.
Bushwick is like ultra, you know, I mean, obviously I'm sure Bushwick's come a long way these days.
Yeah.
I was in Williamsburg
expensive.
not too long ago, but I haven't really been out to Bushwick in a while.
When we first fucking got there, like, Greg and them had already been there for a minute, but I remember the neighborhood kids being like, "You fucking white boys are crazy." Like, we were like before the gentrification started, like we were just living in the fucking hood. Like,
I remember the neighbors were fucking with us. I had my Passat. I was driving that Passat around New York, and we were there in Bushwick, and the neighbors were fucking with us for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I miss Brooklyn. Brooklyn was fun.
That was a good
I
time,
lived as
man.
far as Chauncey on the JMZ, dude. I was in the hood.
Yeah, you were out there.
Creative types love the hood. And then I went to Echo Park and, you know, literally lived on the worst street in Echo Park for a decade, basically, where we made friends with all the gangsters because they were just like, what the fuck are these little white boys doing like in our hood, you know? And I'm talking, this was like, you know, Chris Colburn, Jordan Maxim, like I'm talking, you know, 145 pounds wet, like just red hair, little white boys, like, and we come along with like, you know, we have all this product. We just did a big line of decks, and you know, we're trying to get started. At that time we needed someone who really was more business focused. You know, we had a guy.
Tell the people that was what? Silent Skateboards?
Yeah, it was called Silent Skateboards. It was a friend of mine, Chris Colburn, basically got connected with them. He had sent them his Sponsor Me tape, and this guy, you know, he was just an independent guy, you know, doing a skateboard brand for fun, and he had built it up over the years, and I think Chris had reached out to him, and it just sparked this whole new aspect of, I think, for him trying to build the brand, because he's like, oh wow, these these really talented skateboarders who are sending me their footage wanting to ride for my little tiny company, you know, and at that time Cookie was just sending his footage to anybody he could.
How those two actually did it. They became pro skaters, dude.
But so we got, you know, connected with this guy, with Paul Wilson, who was, you know, funding the brand. He had it going for a couple of years just as a hobby project, basically. And we kind of like took it under our wing and just ran with it. You know, me and Jordan and Cookie, and, you know, we got Tom Rohr on. James Buckman was doing the video for us. And it was an interesting experience. You know, that's like I was saying earlier, how I really spent my 20s just running around doing a lot of skateboard stuff. And it was, the early part of it was focused on that.
That's all we were doing in our 20s, dude.
No, totally.
It's funny how many like creatives came from that whole like world.
Yeah.
You know, like I know we were all on like different parts of the map of the US, but it's like, you know, my entire teenage years was like shooting photos and film with the homies, like skating around town, causing fucking trouble, you know.
Well, that's how me and Whitta became friends, and that's kind of how the whole clique that even introduced me to you is that was all through skateboarding.
There's like such a like big generation of us that like grew up, you know, skating and shooting shit that like, and now that's like all we still do.
Now I live in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, where the skate community fucking sucks.
But y'all still skate?
Yo, hey guys, hey, you're not that good.
But you know what's cool? There's a universal language about skateboarding that I love. Like, I was just talking, I made a reference to Jaquan earlier, and it was really weird the other day, just Sunday, I was there, and this dude comes up to me, he goes, "Hey, Chris Whitaker, right?" He's like, you know, I grew up in Vermont, I'm from Talent, you know, Hannah. I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Oh yeah, my name's Colby Strong, dude." Like, and I was just like, "What, bro?"
That's
like,
crazy.
So, but there's a 7-year age gap. So when I was 17 skating at Talent, and, you know, all of us were coming up, this is
he was like, "Damn, those fucking kids are so good."
But this was so cool to me because he's 30 now. I'm 37. We're at a skate spot in Los Angeles off, you know, Wilshire. But this is my point of like the universal language of skateboarding, how like I knew of him for sure, but he was way more just the little guy, you know, running around at the skate park. And, you know, we were kind of running off smoking weed and kind of like trying to like find sponsorships and thought we were cool and like going to Montreal and, you know, just that generational gap is from 10 to 17 is huge
totally.
when you're kids.
I run into that now that I'm back in Eau Claire.
But I was tripping on that. So he comes up to me and like, me and him got skating. We got talking for a while. And
This episode of Between Two Lines is brought to you by our official sponsor, Haze. Haze isn't just a drink, it's a whole vibe. Smooth, sweet, timeless crafted sodas. Guys, these things are amazing. My favorite one is actually the blue raspberry or maybe the huckleberry. But I'm not going to lie, the root beer is actually a classic banger. Check out the new drops by Haze too. Purple champagne and pink champagne coming soon. And if you're looking for something a little sweeter, Haze also makes THC-infused gummies. A bold flavor like lemon, peach mango, green apple, blue raspberry, watermelon, and Washington cherry. Guys, these things are bangers. Pick one.
rips. He's doing like switchback tail shoves, just cooking it, like going so fast and real long kickflip back tails and just whatever. Like super talented dude. And he's getting boards, and, you know, Davis is doing that A6 program with the shoes, and they're getting him shoes and stuff. So it's just cool to see, like, you know, I don't want to like for this to come across the wrong way, but like some kid I hadn't thought of at all or was never even on my radar. I'm not as familiar with his skating now and stuff. You know, he's been in LA for a handful of years and trying to climb the ladder of skateboarding, if you will. But like, it's so cool, like the universal language of skateboarding that you can reconnect with.
Plus,
someone like
maybe
that.
you haven't even thought about this, but like how your group may have made him so much better that like he even was able to come out here. And then he saw you guys all come out here, so then he's like, "Yo, I gotta get out there."
I know it's
you know what I mean?
Inspiring. The people that inspired me, and then you know, when you're young, you're just working that blind optimism to just want to go. You know, like when you're 19 and you're obsessed with skateboarding, and you know some boomers telling you that, oh, you know, you can't do that. Blind optimism. No, I'm going and I'm doing it, and you know, like.
I wish I wasn't such an old man. I love skating. But man, my body hates it these days.
Yeah, I still get out there. It's fun. I keep it low key.
I can do it.
I get out there.
The thing is, you know how I know I can call myself an old man is because I think about skating and I go, this would be a lot of fun. And then I go, I don't want to get hurt this week. I want to go just hit the gym.
Yeah.
And that's how I know I'm becoming an old man.
Yeah, like I was telling you earlier,
No
like
shame.
I got on a fucking board a couple weeks ago just to like go cruise fucking 10 feet down the hill, dude. It was going way too fast. I tried to 1 foot slow down.
Oh,
Fucking
no.
shit. Dude, I was rocked for like 2 weeks.
Were you?
It was fucking bad.
Yeah, I took John Robbie. Shout out John Robbie. I took John Robbie to the skate park. He fucking busted his fucking ankle, dude. He can barely walk still, dude. His ankle is so fucked up.
It'll get you, dude. I'll tell you, skateboarding.
Well, I told him, you tell your friends, you're like, because John grew up in New York too, and
Yeah, he was there for a
he
minute,
used to hit that mini ramp, and so he thinks he can still skate and fucking just
Fucking
watch
muscle
it.
memory is not there.
It's just you skateboarding, just second you kind of get a little too overconfident and you're not good, dude, you are gonna slide. You're gonna
that was
slide.
100% my problem. I was like, dude, I fucking I got this, dude.
Yeah.
And I got on it and I was cruising good, and then it was like the brain muscle connection just wasn't fucking there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is bad.
Although I wish I could have brought a skateboard on this trip, but everything was too packed.
All I got is my creature cruiser right now.
How are we doing on time? How deep are we? Oh shit, we're 44 minutes in, guys.
Nice. Swoop. I mean, you guys and the rest of the world, I mean, think about it. Like, the entire fashion world is trying to pull from skateboarding. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
you don't
they've been
have to
stealing for a
skateboard
minute.
to appreciate skateboarding.
No, but I think skateboarding as a whole is so creative that it makes you look at life so much differently, right? Even like looking at skate spots and stuff, and like how
Yeah,
you look at a
100%.
curb or you look at, and it just kind of opens your whole mind to being like a little more outside of the box.
Totally. I think skateboarders think uniquely because it's, obviously, there's
CTE, right?
there's a lot of like camaraderie and hanging out with people, but look at people like Rodney Mullen, the guy who invented the kickflip.
Autistic.
Yeah, he might be on the spectrum, but that kid was sitting in the driveway, sitting there for thousands of
dude.
hours, putting in the work, and
He got rich as fuck, dude.
made a lengthy career out of it.
I
And
didn't
his-
realize how rich he is. He's like one of the richest dudes in skating.
I'm sure he's done well for himself.
He owns like Spitfire and shit. He like made all that money in the 90s, dude. I watched a documentary on him. I didn't realize how rich he was.
Dude, I fucking watched those movies over and over and over again, dude.
Really?
He was like, he was the fucking jam. when I
Back
was
in the
like,
day. You guys remember Cheese and Crackers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fucking banger back in the day, dude.
Yeah, see, Max, when me and you were living in Minneapolis, that was like a golden time in skateboarding. Fully Flared had just come out. And like that Element video with Tony Tave. Oh my God, I'm forgetting the name of that.
Even the DC video was sick back
Yeah.
in the day, dude. What was another? I grew up on snowboard videos, dude, like Robot Food.
Yeah.
Dude,
What
Robot
about,
Food was so sick.
Art of Flight. Was it?
Yeah.
That was a good
That
one.
was a few years later. Robot Food brought that shit to like another level.
Is that from the same guys?
Yeah, I don't think so.
But yeah, Kurt Morgan.
Yeah, Kurt Morgan.
They came in and did some skateboard stuff. They did We Are Blood, which Cookie and
He was
and
just
Jordan
kind of
were
the
a part
first person to really take it cinematic.
Yeah.
He was like, "We're gonna shoot this like a real."
I'm a
movie.
sucker. I'm a sucker for the cinematic like action sports stuff. I love it. Like,
Me too, because
I-
it looks so
so
fucking
good.
good.
a lot
dude.
of traditional skateboarders hate it. They just want like a VX 1000 with the Mark 1 fisheye and literally still be recording to tapes, in 2025. And so I get it, but that's kind of the cool thing about skateboarders is there's always
90s.
there's always the pushback where it's like, no, we want to use the camera from 1997. Like,
I know.
we don't want the new shit.
What's it? Bagel?
Yeah, Beagle.
Dude, Beagle, he sells those remastered ones. Or I saw him like doing one that was like all redone. It looks sick as fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
he does his specialty painted cameras.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
It's
That's
cool.
what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Dude, they're doing 3D printed backs for the Mamiya RZs now, so you can actually buy the normal Polaroids and plug it into an
Yeah.
RZ because they got rid of the FP
Yo.
series.
I've seen that. That's
Yeah, I really want to get one now.
I
I
love
love-
shooting Polaroids.
I love it too. I don't have any.
I was-
So I need to
Who's
go get
making
some.
this?
You can buy 3D printed backs. I follow the guy on Instagram. I have to try. it.
Okay. I want it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like everybody and their mother these days is doing Polaroids, but I still love it.
doesn't matter.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Keep them alive. Developed, not generated.
true.
I think that's what I'm going to call my Polaroid book, actually. Developed, not generated.
Nice.
A Polaroid book.
Okay, I've been working on basically the since I'm getting old enough to say this, I'm 37, the archive of skateboard photography, which I've been compiling in a book. The art of
Yo, let me hit
dancing
that
through
one more
dirty
time, will
streets. Is
That's kind of sick.
the art of dancing through dirty streets? I have some shots that I think.
What
Got a
about
good
just
ring to
dirty
it.
street dancing?
Yeah. I don't know.
Dirty street dancing. That's a little.
Yeah, I feel like dirty street dance.
Yeah,
So-
that's got like a little provocative ring to it. You know.
I
You're
suppose
talking to visual dirt over here.
Those guys already had the art of flight. You know, snowboarders are really they are flying.
Yeah.
The art of dancing through dirty streets.
Guys, I'm vaping today.
Yeah, I'm a bad influence.
California love.
Vape. Look at what we smoke on these days. We smoke hard drives these days, folks.
Fucking right, dude. Enter the matrix.
Sorry, that was really bad. I think
Yeah,
it went
whatever.
under the fucking couch
Don't
even.
need it.
I'm sorry, dude.
It's fine.
That was
Not
awful.
big of a deal.
I should have
Later.
overhanded it to you.
Little fucking granny toss.
Yeah, it's the Bud Light, dude.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, life is going. This is good, Max. I
Anyways.
suppose we threw on the old cans a year ago.
Yeah, we did. About.
We're back.
It was less than a year ago, but close enough. What is that? My girlfriend singing?
No, it's a fucking, I don't know, R1 ripping down the street. Little
Oh, is that what
That's
that? I thought it was a.
1,000 cc.
Yeah, it's a little fucking three.
Well, Cross, let me ask you.
Yeah, what's up?
Let me ask you this, because I want to bring it back to photography because I only care about clips. What about you? Is there like a seriously epic trip or anything that you were like, damn, this is what I'm just something that really stands out. So you were like, this was special. This was sick.
Honestly, for me, it's gonna be like my first 2 jobs that were like big time. Because like prior to that, I was like doing some photo and film production, and I was doing some assisting and like art building. Like I was just like all over the scene. But I was really trying to just focus strictly on like being a photo assistant, first assistant, lighting director, whatever. And I met Carter, and I'll never forget that first fucking job.
It's Carter Smith, right?
Yeah, Carter Smith. Yeah. And I got that call sheet, and Gwyneth Paltrow's name was on the call sheet. And I was like, I don't know fucking who this is. Like, whatever. And then that was like my whole career actually with him. It's just like every celebrity. I was just like, I don't know. Oh, yeah. I'd get on set and be like, oh, it's that person. Like,
Yeah.
That's how I always was too. I think that's a good way to be. If you're too in that world, or like say you wanted to be an actor or something, and then you're like, I do photo assisting on the side. It might be kind of weird, like I was always like checked out a bit, in the earlier days when I was assisting and getting started. I wasn't like in tune with Hollywood whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I was so
never
disconnected.
have been, so like, I don't know. It was like,
I don't know. I was kind of a little ego slut back then. I kind of loved looking people up. I remember not knowing who Damien Hirst was when I was working with him.
Rihanna. It's like, okay, you can't get away from that level of stardom. Of course, everybody knows who Rihanna,
Yeah.
But there's tons of people that, you work with or you weren't maybe familiar with their work, but then you work with them and then they're always on your radar. And you're like, that person was really cool. And then I actually dove into their work and it's really sick.
Or the opposite of like, this person fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first. It was just shocking to me. I was like, "Who the fuck? Like, who am I working with?"
Yeah.
Like, him and I had met on a commercial shoot like months prior. You know, and he was like directing it, and I ended up talking to him. He's from Maine. I'm from Maine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I ended up on the job, and I was just like, I had no idea what was going on. I was like, what the fuck? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
And then the job went well, and 4 days later, his first assistant, Jason, hits me up, and he's like, hey, you get your passport? And I was like, yeah, I got my passport. And he's like, all right, cool. You'll get, send me a picture of it. You'll get tickets in like 24 hours.
Hell yeah.
Next thing I know, I'm fucking like, not even like a week later from this first job, I'm in fucking Greece for a week shooting GQ with him. And then we fly immediately to Paris and we shoot another GQ. I can't even fucking remember who the guys were. And then we flew to fucking LA and then back to New York. I was gone a whole month. I was like that. So that whole like 5-week time,
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Isn't it crazy? You meet the right person, your whole life changes.
Yeah, but that would like by far be like probably the most memorable out of that like decade stint of like, you know, working with them.
I mean, I've said this so many times on the podcast, but I think my favorite one was Rihanna that I did with Mariana, which you were on.
Yeah.
And I always come back to that when we were sitting on that balcony, like behind the hotel, and we could hear like the fans singing from the front, just shine bright like a diamond.
It was fucking.
And me and Cross are like, where the fuck we're in Rio de Janeiro.
That would probably be the second most memorable, and only because I had gotten a Brazilian visa, I don't know, 6 months earlier for like a job with Yelena Yumchuk, who I was working with at the time. And then I went there again with you like a few months later, and then I went back with Carter like a few minutes. So like
I love that. I would like to go back to Brazil.
Yeah, that whole like 4-month stint was like, oh, they're like, oh, you have a fucking visa to Brazil? Yeah, you're fucking going.
Yeah.
You know, that was a really weird year, but that trip by far was like the most memorable
because
of all
we
of them.
did so much during that. We took those boats. We went to that weird little island too. Remember that where we were shooting?
That was rad.
Yeah.
That was fucking cool. That was like really fucking special. It was like an hour long like boat ride on this little fuck man, that thing was small as shit.
Yeah, it was, dude.
You guys did like legendary travel stuff. All the travel work I've done has been not the most like glamorous. You know?
Really? Gotta get you out there.
But I think you know, going out on a bang with assisting is
But you
no
worked
shame
for
in
Merton Marcus.
Yeah, no,
that's pretty crazy.
I was
shit.
just gonna
you
say
worked for
like
some legends
earlier
from what I've
this
heard,
year
so.
we did Taylor Swift's album.
Did you?
Yeah,
Damn, that was
we did a week with her.
Damn.
We had her at the like, you know, house up in Bel Air, and then we had the Broadway theater in downtown.
Damn.
We had that for like 4 days. I think it was a 6-day shoot.
That's crazy. That must have been wild.
Yeah, no, it was a good one. Like it was a lot of work, no doubt. But and she's a really hard worker. It was cool. I have to give her some respect too. She was like, you know, not right there like with photo team, but you know, a lot of those guys, they're just kind of hidden away in a green room and like you never see them at all. She was really like in the mix and right there. And
was she hot in real life?
totally. Yeah. Yeah, her boyfriend showed up too.
Did
the
he?
football player, what's his name again?
Travis?
Travis. I don't really follow all
I
that,
try
but
to not.
I didn't
attention.
realize like the Taylor Swift people are fucking nuts.
Yeah,
you know,
they are.
on that job, like they had us. That was the only job I've ever done where they really did those like hideaway bags for phones and everything.
Really?
And like we had to do an outdoor shot where you know, we were like flagging everything off and really like honing in every like upper vision. There was an abandoned building like in the distance.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let the shot go through because they're like, you know, there's one kind of pocket that isn't quite covered. And we're all kind of looking at each other like that's an abandoned building right there. You know, they had actually told us on that job that it was just going to be a photo book that she was working on, you know, this basically photo book to add to her archive of images. And then she was going to do just like standard.
Her archive. Of
Yeah. And because they know if they're like, you know, these like,
yeah, they can't say it.
I started telling my sister about this. I didn't realize my sister was such a like diehard like Taylor Swift person. And I think she has a friend that's like fucking hardcore. Like I think
the entire fucking military is obsessed with her. Dude, in the gym rolling fucking tanks like those motherfuckers are jamming some Swiftie.
That's
while they're
hilarious.
fucking like
But I think that's my like that was
I don't
earlier.
know if I really know a Taylor Swift song.
That was earlier this year. You know, I'm 37. I think if I never touched another C-stand in my life, I'd be okay with it. Like,
No way, not me.
I mean,
I love it too much.
don't get me wrong. I love it. I think I got burnt out on the gear aspect of it.
Yeah.
I love photography, but like truly, if I never touched another C-stand, I'd be okay with that.
If I'm pulling on a C-stand, I feel like I'm doing some work today.
I think the C stands and some of the lighting and all that stuff, like I would way rather bring on a 22-year-old who's never gotten a chance to have the experiences. To be like, let's teach you about some lighting. Like, you know, and I'm not trying to seem like I'm like have it all figured out. I still have a lot to learn. You know, we're all continuously learning, but like I've fucked around and, you know, loaded a lot of trucks and done a lot with the gear aspect of photography that I have no connection to it. I'm not really a gearhead. If I never touched another C stand, I'd be content with that.
I love the gear.
I love the gear too.
I geek out on that shit.
But I think truthfully, if I never assisted again in my life, I think that Taylor Swift job takes the cake.
Yeah. I could see a world where I get back into assisting with the right person.
I haven't done shit since I got out like this whole year. You know, I've been like working on some like personal like shit, but I've been thinking about getting back in, you know, especially like now like here with you and like, but you keep calling me the producer. And I've been thinking that route lately, like about just life in general, like project managing. I'm good at like putting the fucking dots together.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
And
well, you've always kind of done that kind of stuff. Good.
Yeah, working for Carter, dude. You know, it's part personal assistant.
Yeah,
part photo producer, part fucking. I'm sure it was the same with Mariano. You know, like
100%.
Yeah.
For me, it's just I want to grow something that needs. I want it to be bigger than me, and in order for that to happen, you have to delegate things to other people. You have to.
You can't do it all.
And also, I think, you know, when you assist for years and years, like, you know, I put in a lot of years of assisting. Don't get me wrong. You know, like 15, I think everybody does. Like, you know, every photographer who I think it's an important part of climbing the ladder within photography, especially in this day and age. You know the photographers that weren't, you know, lifting the C stands.
Yeah.
It shows, you know.
100%.
They don't know how to set up a capture folder on Capture One. They don't know, like,
even back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And so I think you
ones.
don't need to put in 15 years necessarily to be a high skill technical photographer. And you don't necessarily need to be a big tech person to be a good photographer.
And you don't need to be a graphic designer anymore. Just get ChatGPT.
Proven point here with Haze Cans, graphic designer.
Shit on my sponsor, dude.
It was actually pretty funny today. Max is going, yeah, I did the graphic design for these Haze Cans. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You're a graphic designer now, Max?
Oh yeah, dude. I made that.
Lo and behold, we go by a poster going
Actually,
down to get
all these gummies too. I did the gummies too.
Well, either way.
I mean, they botched them. I wish I could tell you how they keep botching.
Cat's out of the bag that, you know. But I mean, I think there's no shame in utilizing technology as it comes around. I mean, you know, of course, like really high-end designers get to charge a premium, but companies, this is what I keep saying. We're in a time period where the companies that don't, you know, utilize the technology as it comes, they'll have problems because, you know, people want to really sit here and shit on ChatGPT or, you know, any kind of AI based stuff. And they almost like, you know, are worried that it's going to disrupt industries. It's like, there's things that are big enough that you complaining about it isn't going to stop it. You can either kind of like, we're offering you a ride on the train. Do you want to go or not?
You also need skill to utilize it in a way that gets you what you need. Otherwise, like I've watched other people try to use ChatGPT, and you go, you fucking. It's like, goddamn, you don't have a creative bone in your body. It doesn't matter.
And it's funny, dude, because like I was having this conversation with someone a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, remember when Photoshop came out? It was the same conversation, right? Like, are you even a photographer if you use Photoshop?
Yeah.
You know, like it was this, like, are you even creative? It was the same conversation. Granted, like this is like next level, right? But still, it's a very similar conversation.
100%.
Yeah, and you see it, and that's the thing is like as you get older, it's understandable because you lock into a decade of doing something. 2 decades, and then new technology comes around that's very disruptive and very like deflationary, you're gonna be a bit of a hater towards it and gonna say like, no, that's not, you know, even I'm sure like from shooting on Mamiya 6x7s and Pentax to, you know, the first start of digital and stuff, you know, tons of photographers fought that.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where it's like, no, The digital's good enough.
Can you believe our school that we had to pay like $50,000 for a 10-month program made us buy a fucking film back medium format camera?
That was still the fucking game, dude.
Dude, Max, this is how the world works.
I think, remember, like, didn't they change like the next year?
Well,
to,
we
like,
rented the Mamiya body with the
back. We rented the back.
You bought the camera, you rented the back. So you bought the camera, you had the film backs and the standard 80 millimeter lens. And then,
if you don't know shit about cameras, you're like, damn, this is a fucking camera.
it was a 17 megapixel full frame leaf back.
Slow as fuck.
The OG photographers will remember that. It's like, and then a good 3.5 seconds of rendering on that, and then you're ready for your next image.
Yeah, that shit was.
I love that shit though.
During that time, I remember at school they had the Canon 20D. They might have been, or it might have been even a 10D. It had a tiny little screen on it.
Yeah,
the screens are 3 inches or so now. Much more normal. We're used to them. But those little, you look back at like a Canon 20D screen, it's a tiny little like
that's
1
early
inch
2000s too. Like that's wild,
Yeah, 2005 ish. 4 maybe.
What was the fucking megapixel on those? Like
those
4?
might have, low. 6 even. Who knows?
I remember when like 20 was like, fuck, you got 20 megapixels.
I'm not big on the megapixel battle. I get it. It matters.
Not anymore, because it's like, fuck, what do you use it for? Instagram, digital, fucking web? Fucking, you barely, like, I don't know. Rare case you're doing something like a billboard.
I think good, like, strong understanding of color and like, bring a consistency to your work is much more powerful than like megapixel battles.
Yeah,
I've seen photographers that, it doesn't matter the camera they use. Their like color toning and their post-production workflow is so strong that like, all these like tricks of the trade they have to really bring consistency to a shoot is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Not that, obviously the work needs to be strong, but building it out in post and like giving it a look and a feel is a really,
that's half the battle.
It's a strong skill to have.
Yeah. I'm good at in a certain way, but not really bad in other ways. Well, guys, we're like an hour and 5 minutes in, I think.
Yeah,
right now.
works for me.
Oh yeah.
You guys feeling good?
Yeah.
Sorry if I was a little sniffly.
It was great to have you guys
like
on
dry.
the first one.
Yeah.
A little warm up cast here.
Yeah, thanks.
This is perfect.
Me.
I'm getting kind of warm.
You want
right
to
now.
tell the people where to find you before we just completely cut it off? Chris is ready to rip out of here, dude.
No, dude, I would have settled in.
I was gonna say, you guys want to have a cigarette break? Or you want to cut it
let's
off?
do a cig break.
You trying to come back or no? We could do a part 2 by the pool or something.
Like the thing is, I get a little weirded out by the cameras and shit. But
you just gotta ignore them.
I feel like if I can get in a better flow, Well, we'll do more. Too.
Yeah, the second hour is usually a lot better, to be honest. But I'm kind of feeling sleepy.
Yeah, I will tire myself.
I think we should run it back before this is over. Us 3.
Yeah, let's do one before the end of the week.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Good.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe.
Hit me up. Whitaphoto.
Whitaphoto. Let's go, Brian. You got it.
No. I'm pretty private online.
All right, find them in my tags, guys. Love you. Gotta go.
Nirvana means in Sanskrit, blow out. That is, exhale the breath. Nirvana means in Sanskrit,